Hello everyone. It's been another minute. Hope y'all are doing well. Currently the sun is in Gemini and the moon is in Libra, so that makes a nice trine. I think currently at this moment it is conjunct the South Node. So yeah, hopefully we are feeling lovely. Conjunct the South Node, there could be also feelings of wanting to change something aesthetically because you're not happy with whatever it might be, whether it's your physical appearance or your home. It just depends on where Libra falls in your chart. But yeah, it's been a busy Gemini season, and we have one more week of this busy energy. It's very like non-linear. I mean, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of things that I mean, speaking for myself, there's a lot of things that I want to get into and learn about, and take this course and improve. Like there's an astrology Toastmasters available. Come to find out from the conference at the Norwalk conference that I was just at, and so that's going to be happening. So that's super exciting. It's just going to be like another thing to add to the calendar, which is going to be a good thing, of course. It's just like on top of a lot of other things that are also happening. But 'tis the season. Gemini has that mercurial energy, so it is on par. And right now there are squares happening to Neptune in Pisces that's making the next week very like, it gives retrograde vibes, to be honest, because it's like a lot of confusion. Neptune can be kind of foggy and uncertain and unclear, and there can be some hesitancy. The Gemini planets that are squaring Neptune this week, this weekend, and into next week are Venus, which will be squaring Neptune. I think it's squared Neptune today, the 16th, but I mean, the energy can still be felt for a few days before and after. So relationships is definitely a part of that. Like, it can be, on the high end, on the high vibe side of this transit, Venus square Neptune. It can be very, romantic and almost like a fairy tale romance, especially if it's like a new person that you are going on a date with or whatnot. So yeah, it can be super romantic and gushy and very rose-colored. But on the other end, it can also be like details can fall through the cracks, like showing up late or going to the wrong restaurant, or just details like that can be kind of blurry or off, which can add to frustrating vibes, especially if you're a Virgo, then this kind of confusion can probably be really annoying. But you just gotta take things with a grain of salt and have some grace for yourself and people you're with. And with the sun not too far behind either, this can show up literally. Like there could be fog, or like the sun could be so bright at a certain hour of the day and you can't see where you're turning. So it can be like, there can be like a literal blind spot and you jump over a curb, or something along those lines. So you just got to be careful and like cut twice. No, sorry, like Neptune vibes is definitely that kind of energy where it's like confusion and yeah. So measure twice, cut once, and like just double, triple checking the details before committing. Neptune is considered to be a very delusional and manipulative side energy because of the illusory tendencies, and like it's very fantastical. It's all about illusion and glam and like dreamy dreamscapes. So that can also speak to manipulation and lies and things that are said or done to cover up some other sort of negative feeling, or just not wanting to commit to one side or another, not wanting to offend someone. So there could be a million reasons why illusions and delusions are presented. I mean, we can definitely see this in the media, so just keep that in mind. And, you know, any news stories or, you know, any kind of stories, whether it's like your neighbor or, you know, partners or your kids that are telling a story, you have to take it with a grain of salt, and keep in mind that the traditional ruler of Pisces is Jupiter, which is in Gemini, which can be very trickster energy. Could be like exaggeration, or, you know, just like just saying things to get a reaction. That could be a thing too. And so, yeah, Venus will be squaring Neptune over the weekend, and then Mercury will be right behind it. I think it squares Neptune, I want to say on the 18th, I mean, sorry, the 17th, and Mercury squaring Neptune as, you know, mythological monologues. So people just kind of like telling stories for the dramatic flair of it, you know. I consider Venus square Neptune like a sensitivity to seduction. But then the Sun squares Neptune on the 20th, which is right before the Sun enters Cancer. And so that's a day when, like, literal, like, weather can cause issues and, like, prevent you from, like, seeing clearly, or, you know, just very literal, like, coming to the surface. Yeah, it's like a week of retrograde energy for the next, probably until the 21st or so, at least. So, and then we have the Sun moving into Cancer. Well, Venus will move into Cancer on the 17th, 16th. Gosh, when was that? On the 17th. Venus will be in Cancer from the 17th till the 11th of July, so we can be craving more connection and wanting to, you know, like, share your food, like, take care of people, be more nurturing. There's going to be a lot more emotion. And yeah, another thing about the squares to Neptune is what I wanted to mention. Like, there is this kind of distraction between Gemini and Pisces, and with Neptune and Pisces, it's at the very last degree of the very last sign. And so this is where things are coming to a close. We're starting to realize the ending of things, whether it's a relationship or a job or some sort of thing that has been going on for so long, that this ending of 29 degrees at the end of the zodiac, which is Pisces, is coming to a close. This is where things kind of dissolve and they go into the ethers, they go to heaven, if you want to think of it that way. You know, like, traditionally speaking, they return to source to be reborn again, which is when Aries comes back into, like, when Neptune moves into Aries, it'll be a start of an entirely new era, because Neptune is a very slow moving planet, and it's like, it's our connection to one, it's our collective consciousness. And so there's something about our collective consciousness that is coming to an end. We're coming to a lot of realizations, like multiple realizations that affect us all, because we are all connected. Everything is connected, whether you're a human, and a cat, a bird, you know, a rock, a tree, like, something is coming to an end. And with this square, these squares to the Gemini placements, so Venus, Mercury, and the Sun, this is our relationships, what we value, as well as beauty and art and aesthetics. And Mercury is our communication. It can be connected to, and Venus is connected to the feminine. Mercury is connected to children, learning, especially in Gemini. It's like what we are, the ideas and thoughts that we're exchanging. And then the Sun, that's our vitality, our heart, our motivation, you know. And so these things are coming to a square with Neptune, and it's kind of like the distraction, and our mental energies and our relationships are at odds with what is, like what we need to accept, because Pisces is the energy of unconditional acceptance. And we can maybe feel like there are truths that are surfacing that we might not necessarily want to accept right now. So it's kind of like the Gemini energy is wanting to distract us from those truths and wants to, you know, joke around and have a good time and not be emotional. And I mean, there can be that tension of, you know, being playful and lighthearted versus being, you know, like somber. And with Saturn in the sign of Pisces too, it could be seriousness, you know, like Saturn is at 19 degrees, and so it's getting closer to Neptune, and so when they get when they come to a conjunction, it's going to be a huge disillusionment of our beliefs and pretty much life as we know it, which is going to be a good thing, because like we are realizing that the past how many generations have been actually a life of illusion, and at the cost of so many things, at the cost of, you know, our physical earth, our self-worth, our belief in ourselves, our energy, our power, and so that is all going to be transmuted, but first we have to let go of a lot of beliefs and relationships and, you know, ideas that we've been holding on to, that we have been programmed to believe is the only way to survive. So there's going to be a lot of emotion going into Cancer season with Venus, Mercury, and the Sun. I feel like this is going to be the emotional, I don't want to say emotional breakdown, but in a way it's going to be that like realization. It'll be in a trine to Pisces, so it's that emotional flow of realizing, really feeling the, it's like this wide awakening. It's like a huge wake-up call, and we're realizing the, not ramifications, but like the reality, we're realizing the reality of the truths that are starting to come out. And yeah, there's a lot going into this this full moon in Capricorn, that's going to help us really get clear with how we want to move forward, the plans that we want to make. The full moon in Capricorn, which will be on the 21st of June, is going to be at 1 degree Capricorn, which is an Aries degree, and Aries is connected to adventure and entrepreneurship and independence, warrior energy. So this really speaks to our resilience in relation to our ties to our family karma and determination to pursue our creativity. And there's a lot of aspects that this full moon is going to be making with the galactic points. I mentioned the galactic points in a couple videos back that speak to our collective energies for sure, but they're universal energies, like the supergalactic center. There's the galactic center at 27, 26 Sagittarius, and then there's the supergalactic center at 2 degrees Libra. And so this full moon is going to be squaring that supergalactic center at 2 degrees Libra, which this particular, I think it's considered to be like a super cosmic point. Julia Balaz has a website, and she's researched and she teaches galactic astrology. So she has a lot more information on these galactic points. But the supergalactic center at 2 degrees Libra is a powerful point of balance, harmony, and deep connection that encourages relationships, unity, and the integration of opposites, and is thought to influence how we connect with others, seek fairness, and find our place within larger communities and the universe. And so, I mean, what this kind of tells me, or yeah, gives me the vibes of like your soul family, your star family. Like, everyone is part of different constellations, and there can be a lot of overlap, of course. And so this is kind of like, you know, finding our tribe and that's not necessarily going to include, that might not necessarily include your blood family. And you know, this is something I think that a lot of us can relate to, especially over the past 4 or 5 years, when you know there's been so much division over X, Y, and Z, you name it, and the tools, I mean the weapons that have been used to facilitate this division, like across the board, has been insane. And so it's really bringing up these relationships and helping us see what direction we want to go in. And with this full moon in Capricorn, it's definitely supporting our next steps. You know, it's going to square the supergalactic center, but it's also going to sextile the Shapley attractor. So this is a cooperative aspect. And you know, the full moon is going to be in Capricorn, which is an earth sign, and the Shapley attractor is at 2 degrees Scorpio, which is a water sign. So they blend well together. There's opportunity to make something new out of this aspect. And the Shapley attractor is considered to be a point of intense, it's like a point of intense magnetic pull and transformative power. And so this signifies deep underlying forces that drive profound change and evolution. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, which is the planet of transformation. It goes deep and uproots anything that is no longer providing any nutrients, and if it's no longer serving us, it needs to be uprooted and transformed, like composted. And so the Shapley attractor is the magnetic pull of like energy that is helping us like really see behind the veil. It represents the ability to attract and harness powerful energies, leading to significant transformation and growth. And we are already seeing themes of uncovering hidden truths, mystery, for the intention of renewal and reawakening. So this is, I mean, I see this as, you know, the point of great awakening, where, you know, the veil is being lifted and we are seeing things for what and who they are, and realizing that this is not okay and we've got to do something about it. And with the ruler of Scorpio, which is Pluto, in Aquarius, which is the sign of the collective and grids and connections, this is affecting everybody. Like, we are all waking up at different times, granted, but like we are all waking up and you know, opening our eyes to a whole new world. You know, this is going to be a huge transformation of, you know, you name it. Like, there's technology, there's, you know, there's human rights, activism. I mean, it's a huge, it covers a lot of changes, like big changes. Space, you know, we're going to be exploring space with Pluto and Aquarius, and so there can be a lot of discoveries with this aspect. And then, in addition to the Shapley attractor, the full moon will be sextiling Haumea, which is considered to be a dwarf planet. It just moved into Scorpio, I believe, like over the last year or so, and it's a very slow-moving dwarf planet, and it's connected to the Hawaiian goddess of childbirth and fertility. So represents the cycles of life, transformation, and the creative forces of nature. And she reminds me of Moana from the movie Moana. I don't think they're technically connected, but she gives that regenerative power. Like, she's able to, you know, give life back to things that were, you know, on its way out. And so this full moon sextile to Haumea as well, I feel like it's going to be affecting the whole Roe versus Wade topic, and, you know, more of the reproductive rights of women. And so that's a cooperative aspect, and so I feel like there's going to be a lot more regulations in our favor. So yeah, Capricorn and this will be the first of 2 full moons. And so we have another full moon in July 21st will be the Capricorn full moon at 29 degrees. And so that one will be squaring the Shapley attractor at 2 degrees Scorpio. Because it'll be like within, 29, 0, 1, 2, within like 3 or 4 degrees. So it'll be squaring by like a wide sextiling square, out of sign square. And it will be sextiling, like it'll be an out of sign sextile with the super galactic center at 2 degrees Libra. And it'll be a few degrees away from Pluto in Aquarius. And it will be trining Mars in Gemini. Mars is the ruler of our North Node, and it will have just moved into Gemini. So it'll be, it'll be an out of sign trine. So it's, still Earth and air, but they're going to be within like 3 or 4, like 3 degrees. But it will be in sextile to Neptune and Pisces. And so this Capricorn full moon in Earth will be sextiling Neptune and Pisces in water. And so this is going to be a very cooperative aspect between the two, where we're like coming to realizations where we know what groundwork to lay in respect to like our dreams and what we believe, what we have come to accept. So that's in July. But yeah, there's a lot of purging, and it's really so that we can make room to really be fully in our power, so that we can express and create and like shine our creative spark. And we don't need to be ashamed of it or embarrassed or anything like that. We have to break the conditioning that we've been subject to, and like release the fear of whatever it might be, like embarrassment or fear that whatever we do is not going to pay the bills. We have to really trust in the universe that our innate skill that we've been given from birth is how we will be supported. Earth, universe will be able to support and just like really be our what do you call it? What can I think of it now? Sugar. It'll be our sugar person, sugar mama, sugar daddy. We're going to be the sugar baby to the universe when we can show and share and express our creative spark, our skills that we have been too hesitant to share. And we're not going to be exploiting. It's not going to be an era of exploitation of these gifts and talents. Not with Mars, not with North Node and Aries. So there's a lot more amazing information on this that Ulrika Sullivan has shared on her most recent YouTube video on the Galactic Astrology YouTube channel. So she talks about other asteroids and dwarf planets that the full moon is going to be aspecting, like Nessus and Andromeda, Orion, Regulus, and a lot more. But yeah, I think I just wanted to mention those couple things about this next week or so. Yeah, so we're really coming into these realizations about the relationships that we're in and the people that we have been, the ties that we might need to unravel, and family karma that we're learning to break. And it's easier said than done, but we definitely have planetary support to like move us through these energies. So yeah, hopefully that made sense. There's a lot of exciting energies to take advantage of. And I talk about this in my newsletter. If anybody's interested in getting that monthly newsletter for June, it was like for June I did 2 newsletters because there was just so much going on, which is on par with Gemini energy. So, but hopefully for July it'll go back to one newsletter. And if you are interested in knowing how these energies are affecting you personally, you can definitely hit me up. And yeah, we can do like a what do you call it? Like a introductory call, like a discovery call, and see what's coming up and how, what direction you might want to dive deeper into. So yeah, hopefully that made sense, and I think it's been most helpful. Hopefully that made sense, and yeah, hopefully I'll see you next week. And yeah, by the 20th it'll be solstice, summer solstice, so we'll have the longest day of the year, and our seeds that we've been planting since last winter will be showing some life to talk more, and then we'll be in Cancer season, and I'll be back to talk more about that. Stay centered, stay grounded, stay hydrated, and enjoy these energies, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.